What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, bringing you some Orcust gameplay today. I'm not going to show you too many because I think the lines of play are quite linear. I'll show you like some of the options, and then we'll just kind of go from there. We'll start off with one that I find the most interesting because I actually use a card in here that you may not expect to see. But I mean, what it comes down to is obviously Scrap Raptor. It's like the only reason this deck works right now, in my opinion. Makes it so you have like 12 play starters or more if you want, because Fossil Dig searches Scrap Raptor, Scrap Recycler obviously, and then your play starter is typically what you're trying to get to this whole time is your scrap, or you're trying to get to your Scrap Recycler. I'm sorry, the spell card. I get mixed up with the name. What's it called? Scrapyard. Obviously lots of access to your play starters here. I'm playing against VW, and I go for like the standard play, the first one that I showed you. Like I said in the second combo video, like you can do Rusty Bardies, you can go into Dragoon, but you're adding a lot more bricks in your deck, so it's kind of based on your philosophy, or maybe you want to side in like one of the strategies because they may be better for different matchups, right? Because this isn't always going to be perfect. I mean, this is decent enough, You get like 4 monster negates, and the cool thing about Orcust Nightmare, when you send Wand, it actually gives it a full negate because its level is 8 times 100 obviously, and you have to pay 800 for that, which is really nice. It's great in this matchup. He's going to go for the GG, and I think he's going to try to negate my Appaloosa, but I don't know if he realizes that he can't special summon for the rest of the turn. So he sets a couple. He sets the Chuchie. All right, decent enough, I suppose. I go into access code talker because I thought it couldn't be responded to. Apparently it can. I guess on summon or something. I'm not sure. I was going to try to just pop his field, but we'll see if I can work through this now. I can send back the one. I'll probably set in Babel, I think is what this is called. Or Crescendo. Oh, this is the Babel. Excuse me. It's really nice, right? Because every time you special summon this guy back, you can just keep sending cards. And you already used the pop for Chuchie, obviously. And yeah, so this is a tech card I have in the deck. And you may be thinking, dude, what are you thinking? Like, obviously Lancea is like so bad in its matchup, but you can go through all of your banish plays pretty early on. And if it's so important, like it is against this deck, again, he's able to find a way to pop. So I'm like, I feel like I'm struggling really bad here. But look, I chain Lancea and I have this 2,450 attack monster. So he can't go into Invocation. He won't be able to use any Chuchie. Not that he would have any materials to do so. So that was kind of an interesting duel, I thought, at least. I think I go through the same combo here. I did have Red Eyes in there for a while, but this is why I don't like it. Because those could easily just be different hand traps. And against combo decks, obviously, it's just a killer. It doesn't have any hand traps, so I'm just going to go through the full plays. I think, so the new Scrap card comes out in Lightning Overdrive, if I'm not mistaken, which is next month. And it was a common in the OCG. I'm hoping that stays the same. I'm pretty sure they don't change rarities like that from OCG to TCG. But if that's true, that would be really nice because I think the majority of cards in Orcust are really, really cheap. Is this deck like really good? Not really. I mean, it hard loses to Ash for the most part. If they Ash your play starter, Nibiru is pretty darn rough. And Lancea just kills you. So I guess it depends on... But I don't think this is going to be topping anytime soon. It's not really the point. It's not really why I play the decks that I do on my channel. I like to just kind of mess around with all new archetypes. And yeah, that's also a really, really cool interaction, obviously. Besides giving it the boosted attack, if someone attacks into it, I don't think it replays the battle phase. So if they don't understand that interaction, then they'll just hard lose like this, and obviously I would have gone for a game. It's really nice because these can go into a Borload Savage, and these two are the Dingirsu and Borload Savage are enough for game, assuming your opponent wasn't able to put anything on the board, which is it's pretty, it's going to happen most of the times. So he starts with the Lancea, this guy. He has also the Gamma. I'm just going to draw 2, and there's no reason in me trying to make my plays if he's going to go Lancea. I just have to hope I survive. And now he has the Nibiru. You make Appaloosa fairly quickly in your combos. It's not perfect, obviously, but we'll see if he draws into something again. He has the Terraforming. I go for the Ash. I think this is like a Numeron deck. It's kind of interesting. Okay, I can go for a Scrapyard now. I can try to start my plays here. We'll see how far I can get into them. you can't. There's no way to get to Appaloosa before the 5 summons. So hopefully your opponent just like hopes to wait on it, and they don't really understand how it works. So it's 3, that's 4, and that's 5. So anytime it's live now, I'm going to go here. And since I already have so many cards in the graveyard, I figure I can just go in Appaloosa now. And at this point, his Nibiru's offline, and I'm probably just going to go from game at this point. There's a lot of cards I can go into, which is good. Here's Cyber Dragons. Again, this one's quite quick. You would think this is a decent deck, actually, but he makes one vital mistake, and I'll show you guys here what it is. I understand it's pretty awkward, because how much attack does... I think it's times 1200, so this would... I'm assuming it would be enough. Yeah, so it'd be 2400. He would be able to get over the El Shaddai window, which you'll see here, but he does something quite wrong. Because it actually has a really bad matchup against Cyber Dragons. Has a really bad matchup against Gravekeepers, but those are naturally going to happen when you have such a graveyard banishment heavy reliance strategy. And if I was playing against Gravekeepers, I definitely would side in the Red Eye stuff, because it's really important. Because if they just like activate Red Eye's Fusion, you're dead. Anyways, he uses Nashter and normal summons, but yeah, it doesn't have anything, right? So he can't even kaiju because he's already special summoned. Like if his first summon was a kaiju, then yeah, that'd be pretty good, but he didn't do that. And just a couple more duels against Blue Eyes, so you can get a full breath of what this is all about. I'm sure he does Nibiru me here. We'll see if I can survive. So Scrap Raptor, I got the Scrap Recycler, sending the Krishan Rosenix, going to the Scrap Wyvern, Monster Reborning, the Recycler, destroyed. I did have an extra card, right? That's all you need. It's a 1.5 card combo, and the Nibiru comes down. Luckily for me, he's bricked pretty darn hard here. And I can just kind of set up my plays for next turn. You know, I can get draw 2 as well. Hopefully get into my play starter for next, and I do. So as long as I don't die, I'm fine. He goes to get over my token, get 300 points of damage, but that's okay. As long as I have my play set up. And actually a top deck of Scrap Factory is great, because that's your extender, right? That helps you go into like your Borreload Savage plays. Although I don't know if I'll go that far. I may just use it as Savage, or we'll see. I can go into the Dingirsu, or the Galati. I'm mixing all my names up. Orchestrated Babel, so now I can do some shenanigans during his turn. I can send the Gizmek Orochi. And I do have a hard negate for next turn. I do have the Called by the Grave, which is really nice as well. And I think I have Heart Pourer in the graveyard. I don't, unfortunately. Okay, so I shuffle that back into the deck. But I don't have the Nightmare there either. But that was fine. I can send this to the graveyard technically, or normal summon. It depends if I want to dump something in the graveyard. Although I don't know if I have any targets left. Oh, that's right. I have the Wand. Wand can special summon back. Yeah, so this is quite good. Oh, and the reason I really wanted to show you this replay is because Climax seems like a great card, because it lets you, it's either special summon or add back to your hand. Add to your hand. So then I was like, yeah, I can draw cards, right? It's so good. But it locks you into dark machines, not just darks. Most of these, like Orcust Nightmare, do that. Now, in here, it didn't matter. I had lethal anyways, but yeah, try to keep that in mind if you're playing Orcust. And I think I showcase one more card here, which is like vital in the deck, and everybody should be playing it. And I don't see it on too many people's lists. I know it was kind of the emerging strategy. I guess I can just tell you. It's Zeraboros. Really good card, right? Because you can always trigger it because of those quick effects during your opponent's turn. Like, very rare are decks able to do that. But I have the Wand in my hand, so my plays are definitely going to be impeded on some level here. Galati can shuffle back one of these. I can set the Babel, go into the Dingirsu. Then I can go into a Verde, so it's like a little awkward of a board, but it's still technically the same. I just don't have the Appaloosa negates. But since he is playing such a combo reliant strategy, I figured, yeah, this is fine. That's fine, honestly, because I did know I have the Heart Pourer, so I was going to be able to special summon it anyways. I don't have anything to protect the wind anymore from the instant fusion target, but that's okay. I'm locked into darks here, which shouldn't be an issue at all. Go to attack. Go to attack. Not there for lethal just quite yet. I have 2,050 more to go. Galati can shuffle something back into the deck, set a crescendo, and then yeah, here we go. Topologic Zeraboros. And I have so many ways to special summon to these zones, you know. Since I had these infinite impermanences set a long time ago, I'm not going to, you know, hurry up and make these plays. It's going to overlay into an 8, which is number 97, Draglubian. But yeah, I'm just going to trigger this off. Before he gets to use the effect of Detach C107 to negate all effects, the Topologic Zeraboros will come back, and I have 7,600 attack, which is quite a bit, right? So yeah, that was some Orcust gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will do a deck list soon. There's a few cards that I'm messing around with trying to find the final build, but it's pretty much set in stone. Reminds me a lot of Salmon Greats because it's like 90% hand traps and everything else is a one-card play starter. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time.